Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is 100 degrees outside, so I'm inside filming my April monthly wrap up for all the books that I read in the month of April. So I read 4 books in the month of April and we're gonna jump right into the reviews. I would say I had a good month of reading in April. I had 3 5-star reads and 1 4-star read. And after I discuss my reviews for the books that I read, I have a challenge that I'm going to do for the month of May. So stay tuned for the end of the video for that. So the first book that I read in the month of April was The Housemaid's Secret. So this is the second book in the Housemaid's series. And I've just really been wanting to finish this series, so I kind of made it my goal to read book 2 and 3 for the month of April. And honestly, I can't complain. I have struggled to like a lot of Freida McFadden books that I've read recently, but there is just something different about the Housemaid series. I don't know what it is, how she's written these ones compared to some of the other books that I've read, that I just really like this series. The first book, The Housemaid, I was absolutely obsessed with. I could not put it down. And while I didn't think that this book in the second series, quite matched the intensity of the first book, it still had my attention the entire time. I finished it in 2 days, and unlike some of her books that she has written that I have read, that I thought had pretty predictable twists, I didn't see this one coming. So honestly, it entertained me. I read it quickly, didn't really see the plot twist coming. I'm going to keep it and definitely could see myself reading this series again one day. So I gave it 5 stars. And I was definitely very curious to see what was going to happen in the third book of the series, which is The Housemaid is Watching. And that was my second read for the month of April. I also gave it 5 stars. I liked it. Again, I seem to really like this story. I like how Freida McFadden writes the Housemaid series over, like I said, some of her other books. So overall, it was a very easy read that kept me guessing. I don't have any complaints, and I felt like it provided me with a satisfying closure to the end of the series. So I was happy. I gave it 5 stars. Okay, the third book that I read in the month of April was actually an audiobook, and it was The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding. And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I thought that it was good, but it wasn't great. The first half of the book and part 1, which is narrated by Lee, was much stronger for me than the other parts of the book. But overall, it was a snappy, fast-paced thriller with short chapters. So we do love short chapters. And even though I didn't give it a full 5-star rating, I still would recommend this to my friends. I do recommend it to read. It's a good popcorn thriller. Take it on vacation with you, read it on the beach. It's that kind of vibe. So definitely check it out if you are curious. I do still think it is worth reading. Okay, and the best read of the month of April was my 4th book, which was Fearless by Lauren Roberts. And I was so excited when I received this book in the mail. I jumped right into it. I had to find out how this trilogy was going to end. And much like everybody else, I couldn't wait. I just had to start reading it ASAP. So I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, okay? I thought that Lauren came back with extra angst, extra longing, extra yearning in this book. After reflecting on it when I was done the book, I think I gave the story, the plot of the book, 4 stars. But honestly, Kai Azer bumped it up to 5 stars for me. I honestly love him so much. I am obsessed with his complete and utter devotion to Peyton. And so this is a slight spoiler, if you haven't read the book yet. I mean, I don't think I'm definitely not spoiling anything major, but I thought that it was pretty clear early on that Kit was sick. Lauren wrote him literally like coughing early on and was like looking pretty pale and like giving little hints along the way that he was sick. So I think that was intentional, and it was foreshadowing to what happens later in the book. So if some people kind of found that to be predictable, or like, you know, it wasn't a surprise, I don't think it was supposed to be. So that didn't affect my rating, because I don't think it was supposed to be a big surprise or a twist. I wasn't the biggest fan, however, of the referencing in the book after Kit was gone, that he was going to be remembered as the greatest king to live ever, because he was depressed and in hiding and literally going mad for a while after his father's death. Like, he's throwing food out the window. All the servants and the staff were whispering about him. Nobody ever saw him. And then also, he wasn't king for that long either. So then for them to be, you know, saying he's going to be remembered as the greatest king to ever have ruled and lived, I was like, really? I just thought that that was kind of odd to me. But I did really appreciate the letters that we got to read from Kit's perspective during this time after his father's death. I actually kind of read this book and listened to the audiobook simultaneously, and I had listened to that part in the audiobook, and it was just very raw and really added to the story for me. I think personally this series is either one that you're really gonna love or you don't like, and for me it was a love, and overall I think the series as a whole, 5-star series. Now, Lauren Roberts has said in some interviews that she is not finished writing in this world, so I don't know what that means. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm very excited to see what she comes up with and what she gives us that's still from this world, and maybe it will still have Peyton and Kai Azar and their daughter in it. Okay, so those were the 4 books that I had read in the month of April. And now, as you just watched, I gave 3 out of 4 of them 5-star ratings. And I always tell my husband after I read a book, like, what I thought of it and what I gave it, what I rated it. And I think last month as well, I had a really good month of reading. So, I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm that picky when it comes to reading and giving out 5 stars. Maybe I think I used to be a little bit more picky, and now I'm not as much. But basically, after I had read Fearless and I had, you know, went to my husband and told him I loved it and I gave it 5 stars, he told me that he thinks I give out 5 stars too generously, or I'm giving out too many 5-star ratings. And because 5 out of 5 is 100%, right? So he's like, you're telling me those books were 100% for you. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them. And I'm like, well, I mean, there's like little tiny minor things that I critiqued, but it wasn't anything so significant for me to drop the rating down, because I'm going to keep all these books that I gave 5 stars to. They very much entertained me. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, the writing and the plot and everything's awful. Or I didn't even feel that they were mid, like that they deserved a 3-star rating. So I gave them 5 stars. I don't know. I think, you know, he's a big movie person and really critiques the movies that he watches. And I just think that rating movies and books are different. Now, he did give me a challenge though for the month of May. He thinks that for the month of May, every book that I read, I should try rating the book on a scale of 0 to 100. And then I would rank the books accordingly from the lowest to the highest score for the month. And 0 to 100 seems a little crazy. That seems intense to think about rating a book on such a large scale, but it is gonna really make me have to think about the book and treat them as a little test, if you will. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna give it a shot. So I posted a little blurb about this challenge on my TikTok, which is also Reading with Richele, and I'm going to do a monthly wrap up from the books that I read in May at the end of May, and I'm gonna have them rated on the scale of 0 to 100. So definitely come back at the end of the month. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss that video. I think it's gonna be kind of interesting to see me rate these based on that scale, but I'll also be talking about it on my other platforms as well. So just make sure you're following me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, all the things. And you can follow along with me as I go through this 0 to 100 rating journey for the month. And who knows, maybe I'll love it and this will become my new thing of rating books, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this goes. If you've made it this far and you are at the end of the video, thank you so much for watching and continuously supporting me. I would love to know in the comments, how do you rate your books? Like, are you rating books on a scale of 1 to 5 out of 5 stars? Are you doing 1 to 10? Like, what is it you're doing? How are you rating your books? I think it would be interesting to know if there's any other ways that people are doing this, because obviously I think the most popular way is to do it based on the 5-star rating scale, but I don't know. Maybe people are doing it different ways. Maybe somebody's already doing the 0 to 100 method. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and make sure you follow me on all my other platforms. Give this video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in May.